Hey guys, before we go bananas with Ramon the Savage Taveras, I want to thank a couple of our sponsors that helps us on the daily, and I'm talking about Warhammer Fightwear. Make sure you check them out at warhammerfightwear.com. Go on the Amazon search bar, check them out. They have some of the best MMA gear for men, for ladies, and for kids. They got trucker hats and everything in between, some rash guards. Check them out, warhammerfightwear.com. Also, the newest sponsors to the Fight Bananas podcast is Mako Tech mouthguards. Make sure you check them out. Some of the best mouthguards in MMA. They have it for S.D. Dumas, Brock Weaver, and some of the best, highest athletes in the mixed martial arts game. So check them out, guys. Like their Facebook page, their Instagram page, Mako Tech mouthguards. All right, guys, let's get bananas with the Savage. All right, guys, on the Fight Bananas hotline, my main man, Ramon Savage Taveras. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, we're doing great here at Fight Bananas, man. We're staying busy, but not as busy as you, man. There's two words I love in mixed martial arts: trilogy and fight week, and it's your time, my man. It's fight week.
Yeah, it's fight week, man. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
This Saturday night, November 9th, in Duval, combat night. My man, Christopher Wingate. A lot of history between you guys. A little bit of bad blood, if I can say, right? A little bit of it.
Yeah, a little bit.
So let's get into it right away. For one, how you doing? Last week into it, last couple of days, we shredded off the couple pounds. But other than that, how's everything going? You had a good training camp, good fight camp?
Yeah, I had a good fight camp, man. I can honestly say that I'm coming into a fight injury-free this time, man. I've been taking real good precautions about what I've been doing lately, and been stopping the sparring like 2 weeks out and just worry about conditioning and strength there. But I feel 100%, man. I'm ready to go. I was hitting the mitts today, and I'm as sharp as I ever been, man. I'm ready to go.
Oh, my goodness. That's great to hear. And if you've never been 100% into a fight, I called your fight there live. I was announcing one of them. Brother, You've always impressed. I've always been a big fan of your work. So now for you to go in 100%, oh my goodness, I can't wait.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited myself. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I made it through this camp without no injuries.
Right. I might have to drive up 95 North. I might have to get there live. I might need to be in the front row for this.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for this, man. This is the rematch, so I won the first fight, and I fought him with a torn ACL and still beat him. It was a close fight though. I'm ready to prove that I'm the better fighter than he is.
Right.
He is, and that he think he is.
And you won that fight. It was split decision, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Split decision.
So split decision, and you had a torn ACL going into it, or it happened during the fight?
No, it happened the first 15 seconds of the fight.
Oh shit, man! Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I fought 3 rounds on one leg.
Man, oh my goodness. And real quick, before we go into more fighting all this, you guys, the best Instagram handle in the business, catch_D's_hands. My man, if you haven't followed him already, guys, definitely catch him on Instagram, catch_D's, DEEZ_hands. Definitely give him a follow.
Yes,
so it's your pro debut also. So there you go. You fought him on the amateur side. Now you're fighting him in the pro. Is this something you wanted to get fight him again? Give him that kind of the redemption fight back?
I always wanted to fight him again.
Okay.
I was supposed to fight him my return fight. Return from my ACL surgery.
Right.
He ended up pulling out for some injury, and that's when I ended up fighting Lockspeed. I believe that's the one you called too.
Yes, sir. It was.
Yeah, and so I was supposed to fight him originally, and he backed out for some injury. He said he had some injury, so I always wanted to run it back because that's the only close fight I got on my amateur record. So to fight him as a pro and to get all them extra tools that I could use this time with my knees and elbows, I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Absolutely. My man. Okay, so then your first ever amateur fight, Combat Night 60. One of the guys been on the Fight Bananas before, Steven Kozlow, right?
Yeah.
A big fan of him, man. He's got a huge future in the sport. And then your first professional fight, you're fighting Wingate. It's like, my man, sometimes in the business you get one. You know what I mean? You walk into not you, brother. You're going into the deep end. You're fighting the hammerhead sharks right away, amateur and now pro. So for me, I love that. I respect that about you just right off the bat. I know, dude, Wingate is a fighter. He's there to fight. He's no slouch.
He's going to come to fight. He's going to try his best to win, and that's for a fact.
Right.
But I'm just a different breed, man. I know I'm better than him, and I'm going to prove it November 9th.
Absolutely. Combat Night 15 in Duval. So you kind of mentioned it. Is this a big difference, Amy, to the professional? Is it, knees, elbows? Is there anything else that you're like, oh my gosh, this one, it's professional, man. Like, this is it. There's no comebacks now.
It's just now is just like, all right, it counts. You know what I'm saying? Your amateur record, it resets when you turn pro. So now it counts. And so nobody likes taking losses, especially me. So I'm making sure that doesn't happen at all.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I'll go in there calm, collected, like I always do, and just do my thing, man. I ain't gonna let this be with me being a pro now make any changes. And now I'm just gonna go in there and do what I do, man.
Wow. I was on YouTube earlier today, and I was listening to the best podcast in the world, Fight Bananas, and I was like, okay, let me see what else is going on. I'm like, okay, I run into your highlight reel, and I'm seeing you slam fools around. I see you've thrown this overhand left. I'm like, gosh. I'm like, if people haven't, like, more people need to see this highlight reel for one. And two, it's like, if we're not on YouTube, watching something, you and I were talking right now, all the people listening to this podcast that you can download and subscribe on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if you had to talk to everyone and be like, how do I fight? Like, if for the first time they don't know you or they're hearing you for the first time, what's like your fighting style? Is there a professional fighter in the game that you fight like, or, talk to the people?
Okay, I would say, I'll tell people that I'm an exciting fighter, and I'm always looking for the finish. I'm a finisher, and if I love winning, but I'd rather get that finish too. If I win with a finish, that makes it greater. But I would say I'm like the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, man. Hit, don't get hit, man.
Right.
That's the game. Hit,
right.
Don't get hit, but with more power and more precision. And I just get the job done, man. I like putting on a show for everybody. I'm sure anybody could vouch for that.
Brother, if you get 50 UFC checks, MMA checks, you'll be going good, my man. 50-0 Floyd Money Mayweather. How important is it for you to fight your first professional fight in Duval? Is this something that you desperately wanted to do?
Of course, fighting in front of my hometown friends, family, man, it's always exciting to put on a show for them and having them cheer me on while I'm in there. I definitely love my city, and I'd rather be nowhere else than Duval. So fighting for them and giving other people motivation, I can't explain it, man. I love it.
Absolutely, and you're telling it too, and I'm looking at the whole card. The whole card is stacked. Combat Night, they always do a great job. I know you have a really good relationship with Mitchell Chamali, promoter of Combat Night. How is that? I see you guys, you signed it, and he goes, Combat Night, OG. I look at, Tapology. You look up Ramon Taveras at Combat Night, Combat Night, Combat Night, Combat Night.
All my fights. So I got one fight that's not with Combat Night.
Right. And maybe Mitchell took like a 3-day vacation. You couldn't get it. Who knows? But
I actually was supposed to fight on the Combat Night card. My opponent ended up pulling out, and then so it was some fight called Battle at the Beach or Battle of the Beach or something like that in Jekyll Island. And actually, Richard. So it still has something to do with Combat Night because Richard was kind of helping move that fight thing along. So.
Yeah, Richard Cox, right?
Yeah, Richard Cox. So it still has something to do with Combat Night.
There you go.
They asked me to fill in. So I was supposed to fight the following week, but I ended up fighting a week earlier. He asked if I would like to hop on that card, and I said, why not?
Right, absolutely, man. Like, that's just to me, any sport player, right? Like you see Aaron Rodgers. He's had a couple down years in a row, and then all of a sudden you get good management around him, good, coaches around him, good, general managers, and, you see your talent can flourish. How important is it, Combat Night, to your career?
Combat Night is definitely important. If it wasn't for them, I think I never would have started MMA. Wow. Especially with them coming out here to Jacksonville, it makes it way more easier for fighters to fight in their hometown. Like me, you know what I'm saying? When I was an amateur boxer, I was having to drive anywhere from 5 to 10 hours just to go do a boxing competition. So for them to come to me, it makes it easier for myself to take fights.
Yeah, and that Duval, we talked about Kozlo, Shelby Corrin. The last of the show I saw Austin Lane. I know it's like that whole posse, right? That whole Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's a hotbed right now for MMA.
Yeah, Jacksonville, man, definitely got a lot of talent, and a lot of people is going to be surprised, especially with a lot of the amateurs going pro. We're definitely going to make some waves, man, and I'm excited. I'm excited and proud and happy to be one of those fighters that's going to make some noise.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I cannot wait, guys. It's this Saturday night, Combat Night, Duval, Ramon Taveras, man, the Savage. We cannot wait for your fight. But there's one last thing. I definitely got to have your take. If you listened to the show before, seen any of our social medias, you know what kind of Masvidal fan we are here at Fight Bananas. How was that BMF title? How did you like that UFC 244 card? What was your take on it?
Man, I love the whole card, to be honest, man. And I love that fight between Masvidal and Diaz, man. I wish it would have went to 4th and 5th round. It's definitely we're starting to pick up, and I was excited to see what was going to happen. But Masvidal, man, he's proved he won me over. I always been a fan of him since the Kimbo Slice days, but he's definitely won me over within this year with all the amazing stuff he's been doing. He looked sharp and he looked great in that fight, man. His boxing was crazy.
His boxing was crazy, and then that head kick with he just timed it so perfect. As soon as Diaz was hurt, he kind of felt he was hurt, and he just timed it perfect. But it's 2019, about to go into 2020, and the game has changed. It's not just Matt Hughes used to just be a stud, and even GSP, they would never talk. You would never see them in a commercial or whatever. Masvidal, he's 3-piecing in a soda. He's eating pizza, drinking. He's just drinking liquor.
You gotta love his swag, man.
Oh my gosh, I love it, brother. He's must-see TV. That man can talk, and it would be pay-per-view $24.95 or something, an hour interview, and I would pay. He's just got that much swag right now.
He does. He got that swag, man. He got what a fighter needs to be great, man. And he definitely sell fights the way he approaches himself and moves. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. He's gangster-like, man.
He is, man.
Who doesn't like a gangster, man?
The street Jesus himself, Jorge Masvidal. But, my man, your fight Saturday night, continued success, best of skill to you Saturday night. Let me give you the floor. Any social media plugs or any kind of sponsorships or anything like that, anything else you want to talk about, the floor is yours, brother.
Okay, I'd like to start off by saying shout out to Bulldog Boxing. That's the gym I'm fighting out of. Shout out to Matthew Varner, Austin Lane. Shout out to Lean Impact Nutrition for keeping me fed throughout this whole camp. Thank you, Cryotherapy Jax, for keeping me healthy throughout this camp. Thank you to Combat Night for getting me on this card in front of my city, my family, my friends. I'm ready to put on the show. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm 100%, man. I'm guarantee you a finish, man. This is not going to go 3 rounds. It's going to be a war for however long it lasts. And shout out to Fight Bananas, too, man, for calling me and having me on their podcast today.
Yeah, man, appreciate you very much. Like I said, we'll talk to you after the fight, after you win your professional debut, Combat Night, Saturday night. Continue success. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Okay, thank you.
Great interview with Ramon the Savage, man. I'm telling you, catch him out on Instagram, guys. Catch_D's_hands. This Saturday night is going down. Combat Night Pro 15 in Duval is going down. And, guys, let me just run through some of this lineup. This is a absolute starred card. November 9th, Combat Night Pro 15. How about Reggie Mack versus Will Banks? God, that fight is straight fire. That fight is insane. How about some of the female fights, guys? Griffin Fisk, the amateur Griffin Fisk versus Hannah Summers. These are 2 of the top amateur female fighters in the world. They're fighting on Combat Night. Shelby Corrin's on the card. Her opponent is just blanked. I mean, I really do apologize. Samantha Seth, she's fighting Shelby Corrin. That's a great fight. Just the whole card. I'm telling you, the Wingate versus Taveras. It's insane. Wesley Golden, my main man, he's fighting on the card. Just an absolute star. I know he just got married. Lisa just won her XFN fight, so they got a lot of great momentum in that house, and you know how that goes. Positive momentum and good mojo. That stuff's real. Oh, one of my favorite fighters in the whole state of Florida, J-Mac, Jeremiah McDougal. He's fighting on the card. Make sure you give him some love. So just an absolute stacked card. Mitchell Chamali, Combat Night Pro 15. Wow. Just cannot wait. What a stacked card, man. I'm telling you, I might have to drive I-95 north. I might just have to get there. I might have to take some N-Still nutrition so I stay awake. You know, maybe I'll put in my Mako Tech mouth guard so if I get into any scrums out there in Duval, I can handle myself. Who knows? I might be wearing a Warhammer Fightwear shirt. There you go, guys. What a great show. I've been wanting Ramon on the show a couple of times, and we finally were blessed to have him on. It's his fight week. I want to thank him so much for giving us his time. You know, he's busting butt. He's getting those last pounds off. So much skill to him this weekend, his professional debut. And guys, man, we're out, man. Make sure you subscribe to the Fight Bananas YouTube channel. Wow. We've had tons of content this week. This has been Killer Bee Week. Our girl Taylor Jenkins fighting for King of the Cage this Friday night. It's her week. The whole week has been about her. We're so thankful for all the content she's been giving us here at Fight Bananas. We've had a UFC 244 recap show. We've had Cameron Neville. His show was on. We've had a UFC 250 fight card prediction show. All this stuff, guys. Download and subscribe iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, any podcast platform, or just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube Fight Bananas channel. Everything is on it. We have exclusive interviews. We go to gyms all across this great nation. So make sure you subscribe and download. Make sure you follow my man, Catch_D's_hands. Follow me, guys, at David Van Auken. Spell that correctly. And I'm out, guys. Make sure you have a great night, great week. Make sure you're out there in Duval, November 9th, Combat Night Pro 15.